children, I'm your teacher, Mrs. Rosemary Raj Dudat. Today we are going to continue the lesson number 2, second section from EVS Part 1 textbook, the interrelationship between living things. In the first section, we have seen how the plants are useful to animals and humans, how the plants are interrelated with the animals and humans, how they are related with each other. And now, today, we are going to learn how the animals are helpful to humans. And also, we are going to see the second point, that is seasonal changes. Okay, the first part we have seen only about the plants, how they are interrelated with animals and humans. And in this section, we are going to learn how the animals are helpful to humans. Animals are very useful. How are the animals useful to humans? We are going to learn about this. They are very useful to humans. We keep animals to satisfy some of our needs. Animals have made human life much easier by providing us with food, medicine, clothing, etc. These animals have made human life much easier. They provide food for us, they provide medicine, and also they provide clothing. You know, the first point we are going to see how these animals are useful to humans. First thing is, animals' hair can be used to make blankets, jackets, and helping us to keep ourselves warm in winter. Animals' hair can be used to make these blankets, jackets, and with those jackets we can keep ourselves warm in winter. Next thing is, animals like cow, buffaloes, and goats, they provide us milk. We get milk from these animals like cow, buffaloes, and goats. Next, we are going to see we get eggs from hen and duck. We get eggs from these hen and duck. We also get wool from sheep. We get wool from the sheep. And we also get silk from silkworms. So children, we make use of these woolen clothes in winter season, and these woolen clothes we get it from the sheep. And silk, your mummy must be wearing silk saris, you must be wearing dresses of silk, and the silk material is very costly, and we get this silk cloth from silkworm. Animals like ox and bullock are used to plow in the field. These animals help the farmers to plow in the field. See how these animals are related with humans. Okay, I hope you are getting the point. Animals like donkey, camel, horses, and many other animals are used to carry loads and people from one place to other, especially in villages. These animals help the humans to carry people and also luggage, their loads. They carry it on their back and they help the humans. Mostly it is done in the villages. The people can travel from one place to other. And also we can say that the dog, the dog guards our home. It is also said that dog is a faithful animal. And what happens? The dog is a very good companion of humans. You must be having pets at home. You must be having dogs. You must be having cats at home. Yes. And these pet animals, they are very good companion to humans. If you care them and if you give them love, they will never leave the humans and go away. They are a very good companion. They remain with us when you love them, when you care for them. These are very good companion of human beings. Not only that, you know children, this cow dung. Oh, you must be feeling little bit odd, but even this cow dung is very useful to humans. This is called as the excreta. This is the excreta of the animal. Even the excreta of domestic animal is of use to human beings. The dung of cattle is made into cow dungs or cow dung cake, we can say. Dung cakes. They are combustible. Combustible means you know what? Which can easily catch fire. So these dung cakes are combustible gas. They can burn fire quickly. It is also called as gobar gas. Cattle dung is used for plastering mud houses. So children in the villages, the houses which are not having cement or any cement coating in the house, the houses made of mud, they are plastered with this cow dung, with this cattle dung. It is plastered on the walls in the mud houses. And also manure is made from the cattle dung, and the farmers use it for growing crops. And also the plants get very good manure from this excreta, from this cattle dung. So after this we can see that not only animals but also the birds are helpful to us. The birds balance our nature. They balance our nature. The pet animals at home like dog, cat are good companion to humans. I told you before. These pet animals are also are our friends. Pet animals are our friends. So with this all, you must have understood how animals are useful to humans and how they are interrelated. Next, we are going to see the seasonal changes in living things. The seasonal changes. We have got three seasons. First thing is summer season, rainy season, and winter season. These are the three seasons that we experience every year. After summer comes rainy, and after rainy comes winter season, and after winter season again we get summer, rainy, and winter. So these seasonal changes are taking place year after year. So first let us see about the summer season. In summer season, we wear cotton clothes because it is very hot and we are sweating because of the heat of the sun. We are sweating. So what do we do? During the summer season, we use cotton clothes. And we also drink plenty of water. We feel like drinking water, isn't it? We feel thirsty whole day. And we drink plenty of water during this season. This season begins at the close of the month of February. it becomes warmer, and by March, we begin to feel the heat. So, when does the summer season begin? It begins by the month of March, and it starts closing by the month of Feb, and at the beginning of March, we start feeling the heat. In this season, the forest appear to have taken on a copper color. See, children, you can see this tree in this image. The leaves have got copper color. The leaves have changed its color. They look copper in summer season. They have taken on a copper color. And also in summer season, the markets are full of watermelons and mangoes. You experience or no? You love eating watermelons and you also love eating mangoes. This is the season for these fruits. Although mango trees grow all over Maharashtra, but the Konkan region is particularly famous for its mangoes. Which region, children? I told you which region is famous for mangoes? The Konkan region is particularly famous for its mangoes. And not only that, it is also the season for cashew nuts called as kaju. Cashew nuts means kaju. The red yellow cashew apples can be seen growing on the cashew tree on the hillsides in the Konkan region. Even cashew nuts are famous in Konkan region. And you can see the apple, cashew apple, it has got two colors, red and yellow. So mangoes and cashew nuts are famous in Konkan region. And children, in summer season, not only these things, you also enjoy eating lots of ice creams, cold drinks, and also you love and enjoy on the beach. Yes, you love playing in the water during this summer season. And I know that you love this season very much. So next we are going to learn about the rainy season. Rainy season in the month of June. Black clouds make their appearance. So when does the rainy season just start? In the month of June. And black clouds appear in the sky. The rainy season is a short way away. By this time, we begin to get jackfruits, jamuns, and karvandas. See, what it is told that by this time, in a short way, means when the rainy season is just to begin, just to start, we get these fruits. We get jackfruits. You know jackfruits? You have eaten that fruit? Jamuns and karvandas. And also the seeds. The seeds of the grass and other plants lie scattered all over the ground. They sprout and start growing as soon as it begins to rain. See the grass and the other small plants, the seeds are there. And when it starts raining, they begin to grow. New grass we can see in rainy season. Our garden is full of grass. Every time it rains, we see the new grasses growing. It becomes green everywhere in rainy season. Sometimes we can even see the rainbow in the sky with its seven colors. Lovely, na? You can see the rainbow in the sky. The sky looks lovely with the rainbow. And the rainbow has got seven colors. As it becomes wet, Everywhere the frogs appear. We also hear the loud noise of these frogs. When it is wet everywhere, it is raining, the frogs appear. And we can also hear the loud noise of the frogs croaking all together. Now hear this video. Listen to this frog croaking. So you have heard the frogs croaking? Yes? And as the rainy season ends, when this rainy season is ending, it is the time for winter to come. And when it gets colder and colder, this is not good for the frogs. They go deep under the ground for a long period of slumber, which lasts for 7 to 8 months. See, when the rainy season is ending, the winter season, when it starts and it becomes colder and colder, it is not good for the frogs. So, what do the frogs do? They go deep under the ground for slumber, means to remain there for around 7 to 8 months. And also, children, rainy season, lovely, you love the rainy season. And during this rainy season, we use umbrellas, gumboots, raincoats. Yes, when you are coming to school and when it starts raining, so how do you come to school? You wear raincoats. Some of you use umbrellas, and also because your socks and shoes should not get wet, so we use gumboots during this rainy season. So all these things, all these changes are taking place according to the season. And now the third season, that is winter season. In winter, it is very cold and we use or wear woolen cloth or other warm clothes to keep ourselves from the cold. This season is very cold, winter season, and we use sweaters. Sometimes we use mufflers. We use hand gloves also to keep ourselves warm in winter season. Winter in Maharashtra is also called the season of Pangal, that is, the falling of leaves of the trees. See, in the winter, in Maharashtra is also called as the season of Pangal. Pangal means what? The meaning of Pangal means falling of leaves of the trees. Means many trees shed their leaves in winter. See that the leaves they start shedding off. The trees start shedding. The leaves start falling. So this season is called as fungal. Understood, children? So this season, falling of leaves is called as Pangal. Now the animals, in winter season, these furry animals, the coats of these animals become thicker in winter. And these coats, which become thick, they help them to keep themselves warm. Now see children, animals cannot wear woolen clothes like us. As we use sweaters, we use mufflers, we use hand gloves. These animals cannot use those clothes. And these animals don't have those clothes. So in winter, these furry means what? The fur that is on their body, the hair, the fur, the coat. It is furry. Lots of hair, that is called furry. So this coat of these furry animals become thick. Thick means what? Zada hone. Thick. And which helps them to keep themselves warm. The hair growth is seen in animals like sheep, some goats, and also rabbits. We can see this furry hair on these animals. Now the end of winter. is also the time for the mango trees to start blossoming. These blossoms are called mohar in Marathi at the end of winter. You must have observed, and if you have not, you observe. Okay, next time at the end of winter. Now we are going to approach in winter season. Right now we are having rainy season. Rainy season is going on. After this, the winter season will be approaching, and when the winter season will be coming to an end, the mango trees will get blossoming, and these blossoming are called as mohar. You can see in the picture, and you observe this. Okay, this time you keep in mind and you observe this on the mango trees. Mohar is called in Marathi. They start blossoming. So by this, children, I hope you have understood this lesson. And now after this, we have got some difficult words, and you have to learn these difficult words. Satisfy, excreta, blossoms, rainy, woolen, protect, pungal, mohair, furry, croaking, rainbow, greenery, seasons, provide, slumber, dung, combustible, karvandas, companion, and scattered. So children, you learn all these difficult words. Even you can write down in your notebooks and learn them. And you can also try to find the meanings of some difficult words from your lesson. If you don't understand, I have given you the meanings of the difficult words, but still you can even find in the dictionary. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please like, comment and subscribe.